when I was with her, there was all the drama, this he said, just she said, and this neighborhood highlights. You ever heard that song, Ex-Girl to the Next Girl by a man named Keith Elam? Guru is what he called. That was his stage name, was Guru. His name was Keith Elam, but he went by Guru because that was, you have to have a stage name, you're an act, right? The great Sandini, the great Houdini, yeah, it's rappers, they've got a stage name, and their real name is, Aloysius Thornton, but his stage name is this, right? I know Aloysius Thornton. That guy, he couldn't say a fly rhyme if it was underneath his fucking nose, right? And so, it's just, and he says it in his rap about what's the one, isn't it? I think it is. I think it's Ex-Girl to the Next Girl. What he's, they were just some people in the, no, it's Lovesick, right? Lovesick. It's just people in the biz. It's just the business. It's just things I have to do to pay my bills and get my money and stuff. So I got to set up this date to do this party with these people because they'll pay me. And his girlfriend got all huffy and upset. Right. And he's like, no, I have to, you're heated up like a thermostat. Now she's got me all this and now I'm lovesick. Right. No, it's a really, his raps were, a lot like Biz Markie's, but Guru's were better. He was just good. He was a really good, he was probably the best commercially known rapper of all time. His analytics were probably the best. His social commentary and constructive criticism of his people that were like him, trying to survive the hell we're stuck in through philanthropy, were the best. He was. This is my opinion. It is my opinion, but even Billboard said it. The most consistent, the most significant. Okay, Billboard magazine that sits here and says these are the best critically acclaimed artists in the world of music, and Billboard said that they're the best rap group was not Run DMC and not all the ones that people that are on the rap shows and stuff, that the best was Gangstar. And the main reason why was, Preem does really good beats. Okay. Premier does really good beats. Okay. But he also does them for idiots to pay his bills. Okay. And Guru was not an idiot. And so they used to get into it, and they broke up and he went with this other guy, but the business is crooked as fuck. And it's hard. And it was hard for Premier and Guru, because there was, god damn, everywhere you go, there's a bunch of trifling ass niggas trying to just do stupid shit to get laid and to make lots of money. And he was like, yeah, that's cool if you can pay your bills, but if you're talking shit that's irresponsible and gets Negroes killed because they're acting ignorant, you don't want to do that. You can get people killed by what you say on a rap song. So it made that guy, Keith, really upset. It was hard for him. He didn't want to get people killed. He wanted people to do things, your royalty, killing soliloquy of chaos. He went through and tried to get people to be intelligent just to get a rep, So he was a very good kid. One of the people I was looking forward to meeting when they were head fucking me in Sierra Vista. Michelle, my friend who's no longer physically with us, she wanted to meet the Obamas. I was like, I get that. I do too. And then I wanted to meet Keith, and neither of that happened. Now I don't want to meet the Obamas at all. No, I would rather meet Keith, and Keith, that's not possible. It's not tangible. Keith died in 2011, and Michelle died. I think it was 2010 or 11, early, 2000, it was 10. I think he died in 2010. And then Michelle died in around December, I think, 2011. So they both died in short sequence of each other, which was really not cool. But you're going to do this. Yeah, this one's labeled Bible study. And I started talking out about, Guru. Instead of just jumping right into it. Right. Now, the Bible. One thing that we can ascertain when we Bible study, okay, and that we know for sure about the Bible, because of the inconsistencies that are so glaring, it's painful. Okay, it's painful. My boy Al G, who's also, he likes to do hip hop. He said the same thing. It was hard for him as a kid because And Sheldon, and you can't, you read it and you're like, no, that doesn't make, it's just like a comic book. It's, you know, and you'd sit and argue about it. Well, Superman, if he went to catch Lois Lane, his arms of steel would cut her in half. And you know, if he's going at this velocity and he goes to catch her, and you're like, yeah, he's right. Okay. But he doesn't have arms of steel. It's just, but Bull and Belts, I get that, you know. But he's a flesh and bone. I know it's just but the thing is, you're going to argue all this stuff because it's based off of fiction and mythology, and it's not real, right? Like Black Adam and all that. So it's not real. Aquaman is not real. It's the Flash. It's just not real. They're just making this shit up just to keep people distracted with adrenaline rush, dopamine behaviors like Black Ops and Assassin's Creed, you know, just to make money and keep us stupid and not living the true meaning of the Gospels, right? What's real in the Gospels. Right? So what I adore about the Gospels is the same as Blaise Pascal, okay, is the consistencies. And then what Pascal said, and the Vatican killed him, poisoned him to death because he could prove it, okay, was that the reason why there's inconsistencies in the Gospels is because Jerome and Constantine wrote them down. Okay, two Roman Republic mass murderers wrote down the Gospels. Okay, but the cool thing about the Gospels is that the guys in the Gospels and the women in the Gospels live them. And it's real easy when you read the Gospels to see where Jerome and Constantine and other, you know, Benjamin Netanyahu types, okay, and the Sadducees and the Pharisees from the Gospels are lying. And the cool thing about the Gospels, okay, is in the New Testament, Herod's a liar. And he betrays everybody. The Sadducees and the Pharisees, oh, Caiaphas, you know, from Jesus Christ Superstar, they're all liars, okay. They're hypocrites and heathens. They make up stories and bullshit, and they corrupt the Gospels. It says so. And every time in the stories, when you read the stories, the people have taken over. Amos, you know, David, you know, they're all become barbarian. Saul, he's become a liar and a murderer and stuff. And the one thing that's most consistent, and it helped, me and my dad were watching a show called Centennial, a story about the Skimmerhorns in Centennial, right? And I laughed when the one guy says, you know, God comes to me and tells me to go kill these people, right? My dad got mad at me, he glares at me, and he goes, you don't think God talks to people? It's like, yeah, I believe that, you know, I believe Jesus talks to people, I guess, is what you're saying. But you got, Dad, God's omniscient and omnipotent and almighty and all powerful. If God wanted the Native Americans killed, God would kill them. He wouldn't use you to do it. That's just being an egomaniac. I would just sit there and do like Paul Simon. Who do you think you're fooling? You know, I got the presidential seal. I'm saying, I kill them your own damn self. You're God. You could kill them. You know, hey, look, the mountain just blew up, and there was a volcano, and they're dead. There was a tidal wave. There was a disease. Not put in smallpox blankets for trading and then translated on a TV station through Patrick Stewart to sound like the British guy that did it. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So that's one thing that you've got to understand. Okay. And then you're like, okay, now, why does Jesus do similar things that Moses does when Jesus doesn't have to? Because Jesus is God, right? That's not consistent. That's not intelligent. Intelligent person would question and say, hey, something's really, like Pascal did. Okay, but what Pascal saw in the Gospels is the same thing I saw in the Gospels, is the consistency of the correction of the mythology of the people that have faith in the omnipotent. And that's what Pascal explains. He goes, no, it says here that God's omnipotent, omnipotent essence of all existence, and life is eternal through the life of sacrifice, and we need to be fruitful and multiply. And no matter what the people try to do to kill us off the face of the planet, so we can continue to live our religion and correct the people that have turned our religion into Aquaman, the Justice League, the Avengers, Marvel Universe, okay? Because all they're doing is just selling aggressive, genocidal, self-destructive, planetary destroying bullshit as heroic. and the gods. So there is no gods. There is no God but God. God is not begotten, nor is God begotten. God always is, always has been, and always will be. Where does that's in Genesis? It's not verbiage the same way, but they Ned Flanders on the Simpsons. God's omnipotent and omnipotent. Okay, so that means that Zeus is not God. Odin's not God. Okay, that's mythology. That's a Marvel cartoon to do a signing at Stu store because his uncle's Stanley's dermatologist, right? So you get it, So you get these people, and the people that believe in the Gospels because of the bullshit are always waiting for the bullshit. And you're like, but the bullshit's not going to happen. But your God told you, forgive debt and trespass and love one another. Right, and you're completely disobeying your God. This was a command he gave you, right? All right? And you're disobeying his commands. You won't stand up without fear for his commands. You won't tell everybody we need to live his commands. What? But because he was murdered by the Romans who gave you the Bible to shut him up and change the story into a comic book for comic book sales, what? You say that's all you need. So let me get this straight. He gave us the Lord's Prayer to live, but we don't have to choose to live. We can make a choice and say, we're not going to live the Lord's Prayer because the Romans who killed him to sell comic books will kill you to sell comic books if you try to live the Lord's Prayer, just like they did Jesus and the apostles. Right. You're getting heated up like a thermostat. It's just part of the business. I know. Doing it, killing you and killing me. It's a soliloquy of chaos, right? Right? Check the technique. Right? Okay. Now, I'm abused by assholes, and people judge me by what was done to me and not by what I'm doing. Okay. And I don't judge people by what was done to them. I judge them by what they're doing. Right? So take that and put that in your second act. What to expecting, pocketbooks and smoke it. Feel better? It's legalized in so many states now, right? So that's what you guys are going to do until further notice. As far as me, I'm not waiting for further notice. At any moment, technology can shift and share the truth of the Gospels and have us all ready to live the Lord's Prayer. Okay. I'm just surviving, stopping, eliminating abuse, and then recovering from my abuse, and then I'll heal with the planet and the people that are worthy of healing with the planet and the people with me that believe. Okay, so it's Odele, Kate and Natalie on my Facebook that we don't have anymore. That. Okay. Love you. All right, peace.